Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Marc Jacobs the tote bag in leather in the size small and in the color twine. The first video I put out here on this channel was of the Marc Jacobs the tote bag mini, also in leather and in the color cement, and we have made an addition to the family recently. So I figured I'd also do a video about this one and give you a little comparison with the mini along the way. So this bag is in the color twine. It is kind of a beige. I'm not really sure how it's going to turn up on camera. It seems like it's edging a bit more on gray, but in real life it's edging a bit more on pink, so it is really more of a beigey blush kind of color, and it is pretty far from gray. As I will, let me just pull out the cement. This one is still looking pretty grayish for a beige, but trust me when I tell you that this color twine is really a bit more on the pinkish side and not so much on the grayish side, because I had been wondering about that when I was looking into purchasing this bag. This bag, like the other leather Marc Jacobs the tote bag, is made of a very nice grained cowhide. This particular bag seems to have some veining on it, so you can see it over here, for example. It might not show up on camera, but it has some veining going on. These Marc Jacobs the tote bag are not always perfect, although I don't really see veining as a defect. It is just a characteristic of the leather. Let's talk about dimensions. So the width of this bag is 33 centimeters or 13 inches. The height is 26 centimeters or 10 inches. And the depth of this bag is 15 centimeters or 6 inches. The length of these handles are 35 centimeters or 14 inches. By no means can you carry this over the shoulder. This is a top handle or a crook of the arm type of strap. So those are the dimensions. This bag weighs a little under a kilo. It's 990 grams supposedly, and that would make it 2.2 pounds. Let me give you a tour. So this is the bottom. The small version of the Marc Jacobs the tote bag actually has feet. The mini does not. For reference, well, I mean, I'm calling it feet, but it's basically these two bits of leather. This bag doesn't really have a structured base, so I'm not really sure to what extent these are going to protect the bottom of the bag, but it is a nice detail. Side of the bag has the classic magnetic strap that will hold the zipper, if you please. The back of the bag, this is the Marc Jacobs style tote bag, location NYC, year 1984. Because this bag has the white letters on the front, this stands out quite a bit more than with the other Marc Jacobs the tote bag, where usually it's not such a big contrast in terms of color, but here on the back it is fairly inconspicuous. The letters are still white, but because the font is much smaller, it's not so bad. And here we have the other side. Moving on to the inside. So this bag has a zippered closure, which is really nice. It keeps your stuff more secure than with a lot of other totes. On the inside there is actually this caramel color, which is really nice. Let me take out the strap for a second. We'll get back to the strap in just a moment. It has fabric on the bottom of the bag. Over here it's leather. It has this kind of floating insert that has a zippered compartment over here that is quite spacious, quite nice to hold your phone, for example. Here we have the care card. We also just take the price tag out of here. It also has two slit pockets. These are quite nice for a phone, for example. So it will not fit the complete phone, but it will fit part of your phone. It will stick out a little bit, but that might be convenient for easy access or just keeping things a little bit organized. And then there's this little pocket over here that might hold like a card, a business card. Yeah, I guess so. I'm not really sure if it's really meant to carry things. Here on the inside you have the tabs for the D-rings also on the other side, and that's why you have this stitching here on the outside. Moving on to the strap, we already discussed the top handles. So these are 35 centimeters long or 14 inches. This is the crossbody strap. This has a length between 105 and 125 centimeters, or 41.5 and 49 inches. It has 5 settings, which are approximately 5 centimeters, I think about 2 inches apart. Actually would have liked it if this strap could have been made still a little bit shorter, because bags like these top handle bags that need to carry quite a lot of weight, I like to carry them over the shoulder instead of crossbody. I always feel like these boxy bags look a bit awkward on me. And yeah, this does fine as a shoulder bag, and I will insert some mod shots so you can see how it looks on my frame for reference. I am about 168 centimeters, or 5'5", and I'm usually a size large. The strap does actually have this additional piece of leather to keep the strap in place, which is always a good detail, and the gold hardware on this strap, or also just in general on this bag, also with the chunky zipper, but the hardware on this bag is really nice, and it says Marc Jacobs on the clasps, and these are easy to open and close, and they swivel. Now let me show you what fits in this bag. What's great about this bag is that it actually does hold a laptop, be it a fairly small laptop. So this is a MacBook Air 13.3 inches. This will just fit, as you can see, because this is really just 33 centimeters, and that is approximately the width of this MacBook as well. Putting the laptop in, well, you still have ample space for all of your other essentials for the office. I've just grabbed the usual suspects. A notebook, A5 notebook. Also fits in standing up. Same for a full-size wallet, pencil case. Water bottle, pretty normal size water bottle. It's a topper. Everybody in the Netherlands pretty much has these. That will also fit standing up, so that is quite nice, I would actually say. I prefer to carry my water bottle standing up, obviously for reasons of leakage. And then we also still have a pair of sunglasses. I can also toss in my phone, and as you can see, this is not even full yet, so I'm gonna call it quits here. As you can see, this should really hold pretty much all of your essentials for a day at the office, for example. Even if you would bring your own lunch, you would still have enough space here, I would say, to put, for example, a lunchbox. Let's zipper up. All of that stuff in here does make it quite heavy. Here you can see a little bit that because of the water bottle standing up, well, it's not really distorting because you have a lot of space here in the flap, so it just kind of sags in. But anyway, that's why we have a bit of distortion going on here. This is pretty heavy, but it seems like this bag will be able to carry all of that weight. Carrying the weight that I usually carry at least hasn't been a problem thus far. I think I'd be repeating a million YouTubers when I'm saying that these bags are really good quality, at least for the price point that they are available at. Plus, I feel like these bags are starting to deteriorate perhaps a bit in terms of popularity, so they're actually starting to get on sale, because I managed to get this bag with, I think, about 35 or 40% discount. So keep an eye out for that. Before we move on to the pros and cons part of this video, my recommendations, let me just do a very brief comparison in terms of size of these two Marc Jacobs tote bags. So this is the mini, this is small. As you can see, it is a tad wider, so kind of where this strap ends over here, that is what is the size of the mini. And yeah, if you have the mini and you're looking to add the small to your collection, well, then just imagine that kind of this part over here would still be added to the mini. As you can also see, it's quite a bit higher. I would say just a bit above where the strap or the leather on the strap comes together here. That is approximately the height of the small. And if we put them side to side to look at the depth, I think over here we actually have the least difference, it seems. So this is 15 centimeters, as I was saying before, and this is about 13 centimeters. So it's about 6 inches compared to, well, a little over 5 inches. So I would say in terms of depth, that is the place where the difference is not all that massive. The top handle is a bit longer on this small than on the mini, as you can imagine. And I think in terms of strap, they're actually quite similar. I would say that these straps are exactly the same. So they have a bit of a different length here, because I have this one on a longer setting than the Twine one. But I would say that these are the same straps. Alright, then moving on to Pros and cons. I don't think I really per se have to give you all the reasons why this bag is awesome. I think everybody by now kind of loves this Marc Jacobs the tote bag. The quality is amazing for this price point, especially now that they're going on sale. The versatility is nice, that you can wear both as a top handle crook of the arm bag, but that you also have the strap to make it a shoulder or a crossbody bag if you would like so. It's great about these bags in general that they have the zippered closure, and the zipper runs very smoothly. This can easily do as a work bag for me, and that's also what I'm mostly using it for. And I think this color is quite nice, although that will obviously depend on your personal opinion, but I think this is one of those colors that can pretty much go year round. Cons of this bag, well, for me, as I already said, the strap length, I would have liked it if it could have been worn just a tad shorter, so that it works a bit better as a shoulder bag, because for me, wearing this type of bag crossbody, it just sits a bit awkwardly on me. What you might find an issue is that it's just kind of one big open space in here, but if that is a problem, you might be able to, well, I'm pretty sure that you can get a bag organizer for this bag. That shouldn't really be a problem given how popular this bag is. And the weight is a downside, but that's pretty much always the case with leather bags, especially these Marc Jacobs the tote bag, because there is quite a lot of leather involved. The leather is also quite thick, so with this bag you end up carrying quite a bit of weight. Would I recommend it, or would I replace it if it were to leave my collection? I think I need to spend a bit more time with it because I got it fairly recently and I've only used it a couple of times. I think for me personally, for work totes, my preference would be to have a tote with a strap that is long enough to carry over the shoulder, because I do notice with this size of bag with this type of strap that it's actually too heavy to hold in my hand. Like once my laptop is in there and a number of other essentials I need for going to work, for example, it becomes too heavy to carry in the hand for a long time, and then I end up carrying it on the shoulder, which is, I mean, it's the way that it's meant, but if I'm carrying something over the shoulder, I just prefer to wear a shoulder bag over the shoulder. I think it just looks better, or at least it looks better on me. Nevertheless, for this bag, I was quite happy to give it a go. Do I prefer it over the mini? Well, I think because of what I just told you, that even though it's a work bag, for me it's a bit of an awkward work bag, I think I would actually prefer the mini. I think the mini is something that carries very nicely in the hand and over the shoulder, and also crossbody, just because it's not as wide as this one, it's not as big as this one. I think this one does have all the same functionalities, obviously, because it is just a tad bigger than the mini, but in terms of how I actually wear it and how I wear it in a way that I think it looks nice to wear, the mini is definitely still my preferred size. But I know the small one is also a favorite for a lot of people, especially if it is a work bag, because the mini by no way is going to fit a laptop, and if I remember correctly, also having somewhat of a bigger iPad, for example, that is also a very tight squeeze if you need to carry a bit more. The small size is definitely the way to go, opposed to the mini, but I still feel that the mini, the Marc Jacobs the tote bag, does hold a lot of stuff, and even though it doesn't hold my laptop, it is perfect for going out to a day. And when I have to go to a conference and I don't have to carry a laptop, that is really a bag that I like to carry. So yeah, would definitely recommend, but I mean, I would recommend mostly just this style of bag, just the Marc Jacobs the tote bag, and I really like it in leather just because the quality of the leather is amazing. But yeah, these bags are heavy, and I would really give it a good thought in terms of what do you actually need to carry, or what would you like to carry in this bag. What are you going to use it for? You need a work bag, go for this one. You need a bag for going out for the day, I would definitely go with the mini, because it will still hold plenty of things. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and or found it useful. If you have any questions for me, drop them down below in the comments and I'll get back to you. For now, remember, there's a styling, a situation, and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we would say in Dutch, doei!